up the drama already, and it's only been one show.
Yes, yes. I have this thing where drama just follows me. Not intentionally, but you know, I'm the type of person who speaks my mind and, you know, just try to always stay true to who I am. And sometimes people can't handle that.
Tell me, how did you get involved with the show?
Well, Shawnee, VH1 actually reached out to me when they did the first season, and I just kind of felt it wasn't really time for me to go back to reality TV. I wasn't really interested, but I did watch the first season.
Okay.
And I felt that my personal story wasn't really represented in terms of what really happens after you're divorced from a high-profile individual. I felt like my side wasn't displayed on the show. You know, the girls are very privileged, they live a very luxury lifestyle, and that's not really my moment.
So take me back to when you first met Kenny Anderson, because you spoke about on the show that you were really just taken with him and you just fell in love. So it was good at one point.
Yes, it was definitely good at one point. Kenny and I were pretty much inseparable when we, you know, first decided to start dating. My cousin took me to a birthday party for Anthony Mason, who played for the Knicks at the time. Kenny was at the party and he came up to me and started talking, and he walked up and said, "Hi, I'm Kenny Anderson." And I was like, okay, is that supposed to mean something to me? Because right now it doesn't. And he said, well, if you don't know Kenny Anderson, you must be living in a cave. And I thought that was the corniest, you know, most obnoxious line, but there was something very charming and charismatic about him. We were divorced in 2001.
So on the show, you guys are reunited,
right? And
with your daughters also. So how long of a period of time was it before, since you'd seen him or since you guys had spoken?
8 to 10 years that we really didn't speak or, you know, be in each other's company.
All that time, not seeing each other, you guys come back in front of the cameras, they're rolling, the girls are there. Was that like high intensity? What was that like?
It was very intense because Kenny and I haven't been amicable since our divorce. We don't really communicate at all without, you know, yelling, screaming, cursing each other out, hanging up the phone on each other. You know, it was a very tumultuous marriage, breakup, and aftermath.
Of course it had a profound effect on your daughters. I remember seeing one scene where one of your daughters is crying and she's just like, I wish I had that, you know, relationship with my dad. What effect did that have on you to see your daughter? You know?
Well, the truth of the matter is I've witnessed those emotions in my daughter for a long time. So this was just really Kenny seeing it for the first time. I want, you know, men that aren't necessarily upholding their responsibilities, not only financially but emotionally. You get divorced, you know the woman don't get along, it's not working out, that's fine, but you don't divorce your children. You have to make every effort to still be in their lives because, especially girls, you know, they need that male figure. So I just wanted him to hear from her how she really felt.
Now, I know there was an issue with the child support.
Yes.
Has he caught up?
There's still an issue with the child support. Child support is still an issue.
Okay, and it was like a big number. I want to say it was like 400.
Yes, he's a lot of money in arrears.
Okay.
But you know, at this point, you know, you just get to a point where it's like he's not gonna pay it. The courts aren't, you know, trying to help me. You know, I've got to do what I need to do for my kids, and just if he can be there emotionally, then that's a greater asset to my daughters than the financial. Although if he wants to contribute to the college fund now, it's time, it's coming up.
Have things changed now?
Yes. Kenny and I can actually have a conversation. We talk about the girls, he calls the girls. Since the show, the end of the show, which we haven't gotten to yet, the girls have actually visited him and gone to Florida and spent time with his wife and, you know, new family and everything. So it's a much more beneficial situation for my daughter.
Let's get into talking about some of the girls on the show. What was your initial opinion on it? I'm sure you've seen the show before and had some initial thoughts, and then on meeting them.
Well, Shawnee's my friend, so I always knew, you know, who she was as a person. Royce just reminded me of the girls that Kenny would cheat on me with. So, so I wasn't very receptive to Royce going in. Evelyn, quite honestly, reminded me of myself. I look at her and I see a mirror image of a reflection of what could possibly happen if you're not careful, if you're not smart in those situations, if you're not doing the right things and making the proper decisions. See what I went through, acknowledge it, and learn from it. You know, that's what I'm hoping to get from her. And Jennifer is just Jennifer, very soft-spoken, you know, doesn't really say much, doesn't really make a decision one way or the other.
Oh, uh-oh. Now, you are not a fan of Jennifer.
Well, here's the thing. It's not that I'm not a fan of hers, but I think that, you know, if you think about the economic state of America, basically everybody's living from paycheck to paycheck, if you know, want to keep it really real.
Yeah.
So you never know where you're going to end up. And I just feel like she made light of a situation that me and my daughters went through that was very sensitive to me.
I was telling them I had never seen like a food stamp before.
Oh yeah. Woo! I didn't know I was having dinner with Jennifer Trump. When you do that, I have to speak on it. I have to check you. That's just who I am as a person. So we have definitely had our differences and our altercations, because I'm not going to let you belittle me or make me feel less of a person because you're in what you feel is a better situation than me right now.
Now, I remember you speaking about that on the show, that there was a point in time where you were using food stamps. And so, obviously, things have changed.
Yes.
So, what state are you in now, would you say?
You know, I'm feeling good about myself. You know, sometimes God has a way of humbling you when you don't do it yourself. And He will put you on blast. I fell into being a victim of the lifestyle that I had grown accustomed to. Not really understanding that, you know, finances weren't the same. The lifestyle that we had, and after the divorce, the finances that we were now blessed with didn't match up. The spending was more than the income. I looked around one day and the funds were depleted, and he stopped paying child support, and you know, I fell on a hardship. I went all the way down, regrouped, and you know, got back to Tami, to the things that are really important to me, to, you know, the things that I was raised on, the morals, the standards, the spiritual foundation. You know, I went back to that. I went and got my 9-to-5 job. You know, I have a skill set. People think, you know, oh, she just married a player and now she's on Easy Street. No. Everything that I have now has no affiliation with Kenny Anderson. So I'm so proud of it, you know, and I'm able to provide for my daughters and just start doing everything independently.
So, can you answer this question for me? Do you make it to the end of this season?
I make it to the end.
Okay.
I make it to the end. I will be there at the end.
Okay, cool.
Don't know if I'll be back for season 3, but I might be out the circle. There is a love of my life. We've been together for 3 years now. We try to keep it separate.
Cool.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Tami Roman from Basketball Wives, and you are watching the Ladies Room TV.